I'm gonna need a second because I'm still in disbelief about what just happened with that Netflix account. So our boy started this show off wanting to be reborn and be a lazy slob. Things didn't work out and now he has a whole situation that he's dealing with. His little sister, after explaining what anime is like, I want to see that. 2 weeks go by, little quick cutaway, 2 weeks later, we're looking at Google homepage and Netflix account. And I'm like, okay, sure, maybe he just made it, right? Because he has his barrier magic, he makes screens, so I'm assuming he's making anime. And I have never seen an isekai so boldly say, I'm not explaining shit to you. But honestly, I have to respect it. He's like, I'm not gonna bother explaining, but I was able to tap into my old connections. He used isekai magic to hit up the interweb, and his active Netflix subscription was still there, so he logged into it and made her a child account so she could pick anime to watch. How's she gonna watch it? It's in Japanese. Apparently kids are just built different in this world because they don't have as many distractions as we do, so she picks up on Japanese like that. And within a couple of days, she becomes such a slob that 3 hours of TV is considered punishment to her. Am I Actually the Strongest went from a show I was like, I'll try, to becoming one of my favorite shows to watch right now because it is so hilarious. It has moments of tension. Episode 2 literally watches our boy burn people alive who did his family wrong. He could have easily peacefully killed them. No, he made them burn alive and suffer. But at the end of the day, this show is actually hilarious 9 out of 10 times. I'm here for this one. Full live reaction to today's wonderful Am I Actually the Strongest episode is available on my Patreon if you would like to see my full uncut thoughts and my mind break in real time as I'm like, no way, they actually just explain in Netflix like this. It's over there if you're interested. Now, seriously, I'm loving this one. I think it's criminally underappreciated. I mean, I think this is actually a gem of the season. Like, there's plenty of, like, B-grade shows that are kind of fun to watch, and they're fine. I think Am I Actually the Strongest is legit charming, it's funny, it's intense as seen by last week, but at the end of the day, it's kind of bold in the way that it really is trying to do something in its own kind of coat of paint. Now, I'm going to assume that this is supposed to be a Code Geass reference. I mean, that's literally Zero's character design. I mean, Black Knight, I mean, given everything we're seeing with Code Geass, I mean, it does kind of seem on the nose personally, but that's just me. But I like the fact that this show, at the end of the day, it starts off with a boy just wanting to be a slob in his second life, and then quickly it pretty much gets tossed away, and now we're in a situation where he's viewed like level-wise, level 2, right? He shouldn't be able to do anything, and he's out casually bullying princes who are basically D-bags towards him. I love the concept of the level system in this world because they mentioned like the highest sorcerer was like, what, 78 or something like that? And I like the idea that each person's level cap is different. It's kind of an interesting system when you think about it. So like when we see like the prince or his dad or the princess, right? We see what the max level they can become is and what their current rank is. Like I think his dad is 32 out of 32, right? But I love the fact that his level goes to such extreme that it looks like, well, he doesn't have much potential at all. But when you are dealing with this prince who is an absolute piece of garbage, man, I think he's like 1 or 2 steps away from thinking Joffrey from Game of Thrones is his BFF. Honestly feel that. I'm gonna be honest. And I like how we go from him going from like, okay, I'm just gonna dodge his attacks and make him upset to, okay, I'll put a barrier around myself. He can hit me all he wants. I'm not gonna feel anything. And he'll pretend like, okay, he'll just get out of his system, right? He's royalty. We gotta basically take the punches. And then very quickly, he just starts beating his ass and he starts hitting royalty. And the dad's not even worried. He's just like, I don't know how we're gonna deal with this one. But it's so incredible because we go from this like arrogant prince who then starts casting fireballs, and because they can't see what the hell he's doing, right? It's just this barrier that's absorbing everything. And I love how we go from, once again, people saying he's like, what, level 2? How can he do this? And summons all the fire ready to rain havoc on him. And he's like, all right, am I done here? I'm gonna go watch my anime now. There's so much to appreciate about this show, whether it's bold comedy of being like, oh my god, we've ruined an adorable girl who had so much future potential. She learned an entire language like that. and now all she wants to do is watch anime all day, every day, and her mind is going to rot, guaranteed. We have this idea of a man trying to live that lazy life, but just basically is getting roped into pretending to study ancient magic, but at the end of the day, his magic, we should just call it ancient magic, right? We have obviously the political side of things that are going to continue to come to his father's doorstep, and he'll get roped into it, whether saving the mother and the daughter, or, anything else that could happen, like dealing with burglars or bandits or anything like that. But I think the charm is watching a man introduce so easily. I mean, if he can log into Japanese internet, I guess the vacuum cleaner from the opening, he's just gonna have a portal and reach through there. I don't know. I really don't anymore. But I have to admit, normally I would come out saying, wait a second, you're just gonna casually do something I've never seen in Isekai before and not even explain it? What the hell? But because this is primarily a comedy series, with this element of darkness that pops up at the appropriate moments, I have to respect the hustle. I really do. This show is unapologetically insane. And I truly think Am I Actually the Strongest is one of my personal favorite watches each week. I really thought this would be a show that I like a couple of episodes and really I don't have to think too much of. But there's something adorable about how it doesn't play by the rules. Look at the little sister Charlotte, right? How many moments in this episode did we have for a creepy remark or a flirtatious fan servicey moment? And let's think about it. A lot of isekai would go that route. She sits on his lap and he's like, hey, why, there's a chair right here. He's not flustered about it. He's like, girl, there's a chair. And then her response is, I do this with mom and dad. Immediately, they go from what normally an anime would do, making it creepy, to you just don't have personal space. Hell, at one point, they're bathing together and they don't go any fan servicey routes with it. Somehow this show is avoiding the worst of isekai fantasy and just doing something hilarious and different all at the same time. We have an adorable little sister who is being treated as an adorable little sister, a man trying his best to be lazy as hell but doing anything else. He made a second version of himself that's so lifelike that it won't even pick up a plate to walk to the kitchen to wash it, right? No, this boy's gonna go pass out. Like, this show, I love. I really do, and I think my excitement for this one is probably pretty clear about that. Really, for me, like, the two things that really hook me in with isekai is if it's funny or if it's insane with the story, right? A show like this, or even Reincarnated as a Vending Machine, is funny and it's different. I like it. A show like a Mushoku Tensei or a Re:Zero, I'm in it for the more seriousness of the story. These types of shows are honestly special in my opinion, but I guess I'm just isekai trash, but shoot me. Now let me know what you thought down below of this pretty great episode, definitely my favorite of the three. Let me know what you're feeling down below, leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around here, ring that bell so you can get notified when I upload more videos to the channel. Like I mentioned, full live reaction to today's wonderful episode is available on my Patreon. And hey, while you're there, you can also get a video shout out. So today we have Taylor, Jonathan Bromlow, Joshua Wilson, and T Greeny1. So I appreciate the support everyone, please take care and have a good one.